Hello, and welcome to Mechwarrior Online. Today, I'm doing a review on a very unlikely mech, at least one for me. You've seen my video, I'm sure, of the VPR-F that I'm absolutely terrible at. I am absolutely terrible at that mech. Almost as bad as I am in any urban mech. Pick one. It doesn't make any difference. I could even probably suck in the K9 one, the police car looking one. But where I don't suck is on this guy. When I first got this mech, I was terrible. I was absolutely the worst. And after playing about 15 or 20 rounds, I managed to get good and a little bit better, getting better than 300 damage. Far cry from the 25 damage I got when I first had the mech and I had it fully skilled out. So then I watched a video, I think it was Barduel, and he did something different. He was doing, in one of his matches, he's had several different builds on this, but in one of his matches he did 6 SRM4s. And then I started thinking about, why do I like that? And I'll show you why. By the way, what do you think of this cool paint scheme? Yeah. I still don't like how big the nose on this. I do like that the nose kind of reminds me of a P40. But it has a closed canopy over the top, kind of like the P40 did. The original A model, not the D models and stuff. Anyway. So I did 6 SRM4s, and I started playing with it, and I started trying to figure out why this works for me. And I'll show you why. So I've got 6 SRM4s on here, and this has got 2 tons of ammo, which is so very ample. It is beyond ample because of the quirks on this. So let's take a look at this. So the firepower on this is 48, and the speed is 129.6, which is standard, and the heat management is 1.21. Not incredible, but so let's look at the quirks. Chassis C-build bonus plus 30 because it's a hero mech. XP bonus plus 2.5. Energy cooldown, which I don't have any on, but whatever. Missile velocity plus 20%. Missile range plus 30%. Wow. Fall damage minus 20. Base left arm plus 10. Right arm plus 10. Base armor to the center torso plus 2. Really? PGI? Base armor left leg and right leg is plus 8. And then jump jets plus 20%. Now the jump jets are built in, so that's not negotiable. And they're built into the legs and into the left and right torsos. So that's why you probably can't get a lot of weaponry on this. It would be really interesting if they made this as an option without the jump jets. Then you could really have some fun with this. But they didn't do that. And you can change out the torsos because this is considered an omnipod mech. But I'm using all the original pieces on here because of the missile range, missile velocity quirks that come with this. Now, what am I doing also? Well, the skill tree. Let's take a look. So even though I already had really good range, I added additional range here, fully maxed out. So when we go back and look at this, this had 270. Now it has plus 121. So now that's, what is that? 400 and, it's almost 400. It's like 390. Is that right? Yeah, 391. And that's for optimum and maximum range. So 391 range is really nice for SRMs. And then projectile speed is 400 plus 140. So it's 540. So that's really fast. And it's much faster than any other missiles out there. Missile spread is 4.25, and it's also reduced by 0.2, so it's essentially 4.05, about 4.04. And I don't understand health, but The reason I really like these is because of the cooldown. The cooldown is 3 seconds. Now, what other weapon system do I use regularly in like lots and lots of matches? The ATMs. If you come to the ATM-3s, which are probably the most popular ones I use because I use them in all the way down, up to heavy mechs and mediums and lights, they're 3 seconds also. And on these, you know, you get 6 damage here. Whereas on the SRM4s, you're getting 8 damage, but of course it doesn't have quite the same range quirks because if you had the those ones on here, you could get quite a bit better range. So this is how I've got this thing laid out, and it actually stays fairly cool. So let's go back to the skills again. So heat generation, I've got heat generation added to it, not fully skilled up, but pretty close. I added velocity because I wanted it even faster. Full missile features, including crit damage. Full survivability and skeletal density and armor hardening. 2 additional for overheat damage because it does get hot. And because I do use jump jets on this one, I also added heat shielding, which makes a huge difference. Cool run, heat containment, seismic sensor, radar deprivation, and sensor range. And then my standard 2 cool shots and a UAV. If I could get 3 cool shots on this mech, I'd use it, but it's just not on the cards, baby. So how do I fire this? Basically, I fire left and right torso on these, and I cycle these. And then I do my Cyclet, my version of Cyclet raid on the button 3. And what I do is I fast tap these. And I will just absolutely fast tap the hell out of them, or I'll fast tap buttons 1 and 2. Sometimes I'll fire buttons 1 and 2 as alpha strike. So I'll fire the left side, all 3 of them at once, and then the right side all at once. But most of the time, I spend my time trying to target out the damage. And this kind of a build really works well because it's a lot better heat management than doing the SRM6s. Also, the SRM6s, even though you get a really good amount of ammo, I still have run out. And you can tell I'm not a very good shot. But even with this build, even on this build, I do pretty well on this mech. Now, if you don't mind sacrificing a little bit of firepower, you can go to Bardol's design, which does work really well. And you can add double heat sinks. You can add 1 of them. And with this, you get a little bit faster rate of fire, doing an SRM2 on each side, and then 4 SRM4s. You're going to get a little bit faster return rate, and also your heat management went up from 0.21 to 0.24. So it's 1.24 now versus the original, which was 1.21. My playstyle, I'm used to being override all the time, so I know how to handle my heat scale a little bit better, and this works out really well. Also, if you've got really good situational awareness, which I typically do, I'm not as good in this one because I do a lot of flying in the air. If you're flying in the air a lot more, you might want to have a little bit more back armor, so I upped it from 1 to 2. But this is pretty much where I cap out on this mech. If you're not doing your jump jets as often, or not at all, don't even worry about it. Just skip and go with 0.1 in the rear, or 1 in the rear. Anyway, yeah, so this actually is a good build for me, and I wish I could get 6 ATM6s on, or ATM3s on here. ATM6s would be nice too. 6 ATM3s on here, but it's just not on the cards because of the additional jump jets that are on board. Anyway, you should give this thing a check out if you get the opportunity. And remember, the beach party's coming this year, so there'll be free hero mechs, and this is on that list.